Hello my friends, welcome back. This is Thomas again. I'm the creator of the button engine. This is my second video on it, and in the first video we made the quick start here. We downloaded the template project, the empty project. We installed the assets, and now we are here where the installation is ready. And now I'm going to go with option 1 and show you the Techdemo. So here we are in the plugins, power mode default, the button engine, there it is. And there's also the Techdemo. Now before I'm going to extract this, I'm going to show you here the data editor is now not working. There's an error. And here are no tabs. Normally there are tabs here. So this isn't working. Why is this not working? Because we haven't set up our scene properly. And we will unpack the Techdemo, and there are properly set up scenes inside of that. And another thing is entering the play mode fast. In Unity, we have here in the project settings, we have editor, and when entering play mode, reload domain and scene. This is the default, but we can set this to do not reload domain or scene when entering play mode. This is much faster. And I also heard that Unity is going to remove this option and setting it to do not reload by default. So in the future, this will be the default. And the button engine is able to handle this. So I can show you this here in the code. There's the button engine, and here I have a onload method, and the settings are reset on load, and these are static, and that is why they have to be reset on load. So this is compatible, and I didn't have any issues with fast entering play mode. So now let's unpack this. Now it is here, the Techdemo. Under demo, there are the demo scenes. Here's the first demo scene, and when you do this for the first time, it asks you to import the TextMesh Pro essentials so that we have text. You can see here that there's no text. Normally there would be text here. And when I press play once and then stop again, then we have the text here. Now TextMesh Pro is properly installed. And also this scene has the TBE system manager. This is the core component. Here is a warning from Odin Inspector. You can safely ignore that. And now that this onload method has been called with a scene here, now the data editor should also work. Yeah, and here we go. So now here are the tabs, and the data editor is operational. So I'm now not going into the details of those scenes. This is maybe for a later video. I just want to show you the highlights, the features of the button engine. Here in the projectile demo, you see projectiles, and projectiles have effects. So here are projectiles. And here's the effect on the projectile. This is called simple damage. And you can say that there should be 2 charges of this effect. So this means that when the projectile collides, it uses up 1 charge, and as it has 2 charges, the projectile will not be destroyed, it will fly on. And you can see that here. Projectiles can also be configured homing and non-homing. And here this is not homing. The projectile is missing very much. But when it hits, it gets destroyed because it has 1 charge. And here's a non-homing with 2 charges, so when that one hits, then it flies on. So the effect on hit is a damage effect. This is a very common situation, but you can configure other types of effects here as well. Here are the types of effects. And by the way, yeah, when you right click here, then you can add one. And here's an example of this is the simple damage that we just saw. Yeah, so the configuration options of damage effects. So this is the projectiles and effects on projectiles. And then we go on to the outline. I have the concept of friendly, ally, and hostile, and also neutral. And there are colors to this. And you can also configure those colors. You can configure them in the scene settings here. When you go to managers and scene settings, then you have the scene settings here. Alignment, coloring, self, ally, neutral, hostile. There you can configure these. And here in the hover demo, you can also see that it can be configured so that the outline, in this case of the player 1 here, the outline goes around this gray element as well, but here it doesn't. So you can also configure which game objects with sub-game objects of a game object get outlined. So this is the outline demo. And the next one is the equip demo that I want to show you. Here you have a player can go here and pick up the helmet. And the helmet gives 30 shield and +2 shield regeneration. So when I equip that, then we have shields here, and the shields are regenerating with 2 per second. When I unequip that, then it's going back to 100. So this is the equip scene. The cursor splat demo, we have cursor splats. This is that one. Cursor splats. And the last scene that I want to show you is the XP and attributes demo. So this guy here has attributes. It has agility, intelligence, and strength. And I can show that in the editor under attributes, agility, intelligence, and strength. So all of these can be translated here, localized, English and German. I didn't translate them to German, only English, but you can do that. And here in the attribute agility, in the modifications, there it says what should be modified. And agility increases the movement speed by 0.25. This movement here, this is from Unity NavMesh agent movement. So this gets copied to the Unity NavMesh agent. Intelligence increases energy by 10, max energy. And strength increases max life by 10. There are many others that you can modify here with the modifications. Yeah. And here I have prepared some experience coins. So when I collect them, it will go up to level 3. So now it is level 3. You can also see here the requirements for the experience. This experience is configured here in behaviors veterancy. So this is a veterancy. And here you can configure the growth of the XP. You can say max level 30. Yeah, you have a curve here. This must go from 0 to 1. And it will be distributed on the 30 levels that are configured here. And per level, you can add something and multiply. You can also debug the levels here. Then you see what experience results you would get. So the experience required to reach the next level increases. And here we can configure rewards for the levels. And I have chosen here to say that from level 1 to level 10, each level should reward 1 point. And you can have fixed attributes and general attribute points here. And this is a general attribute point. So 1 general attribute point, which means general attribute point means that the player can distribute the points himself. And so here, now that we are level 3, we should have 3 points. And here in the chart details, yes, we have 3 points. And now we said that strength will increase the maximum life by 10. So look at that. When I increase strength, then it should go up to 130. So click, and there it is. It goes up to 130, and then he has regeneration. And the regeneration regenerates this. Intelligence is the same with mana or energy. Yeah, and agility increases the movement speed. So the movement speed is not so recognizable when I increase it, but we have the unit sheet here. And this is a debugging facility. You wouldn't have that in your product, but you can see the internal numbers of the unit. that is currently selected. And here agility, here's the movement. So here the speed is 4, the base speed, and it already has 0.5 plus because it already has agility 2. And now when I say agility 3, then it goes up to 0.75. So now it has 475. And here in the unit sheet, you can debug this one here. So this doesn't respect how many points you have left, and you can do anything you want. You can up to the maximum of 20. The maximum of 20 is also configured in the agility. Here, max points 20, and max overall points is 30. So he can have 10 points from buffs. He can have 20 points from the base attribute, and then he can have an additional 10 points from buffs. So max overall is really max, and max points from this attribute is 20, and this is why we can only go to 20 here. But now when we are at 20, then he has a considerable speed increase here, and that you can totally notice. Now he goes much faster. And I can also decrease this here. So testing, now he's slower. Okay. This concludes the demo. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can set up your own project. Until then, thanks for watching and bye.